Kings Island's next roller coaster will be from Vekoma. Wait a minute, am I being serious? Well, the answer is shockingly yes. In this video, I'm going to show you why. Kings Island's next roller coaster will be from the one and only Vekoma. So, let's get started. Kings Island's last roller coaster to open was Orion, a B&M Giga coaster that opened in 2020. Since then, the park hasn't had really any major investment, but Cedar Fair has done a nice job of cleaning up the park and re-theming the old Oktoberfest section of the park into Adventure Port. And for 2024, Kings Island is getting Snoopy's Soapbox Racers, a Vekoma family boomerang. Now this, in my opinion, is where it gets kind of interesting. A lot of people thought Kings Island would fill the Vortex plot of land as their next major investment. But instead, Kings Island chose to do a Planet Snoopy overhaul and add in a family coaster. But the key reason why Kings Island's coaster will be from Vekoma is this. But wait, before I tell you why Kings Island's next coaster will be from Vekoma, please do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. Okay, so the real reason why Kings Island's next roller coaster will be from Vekoma is... drum roll, please. Kings Island bought a package deal from Vekoma. Yes, I believe Cedar Fair bought a package deal from Vekoma to get a family boomerang and an LSM launch coaster. Here's why it makes actually a lot of sense. Kings Island has an absolutely huge plot of land where Vortex, the 6th-inversion aero looping coaster, once stood. This plot of land can be used for just about any coaster type. And I think a Vekoma LSM launch coaster, with about 4 inversions, airtime, and quick transitions, would become A, the best coaster in the park, B, take up a huge plot of land, and C, look really good and a really good marketing coaster. So why hasn't Cedar Fair done this quicker? Heck, why didn't they do this year? I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? Well, unfortunately, it does kind of make sense. Well, before the family boomerang that Kings Island is receiving this year, Cedar Fair really hasn't worked with Vekoma, at all recently. It's been, over a decade since Cedar Fair has worked with Vekoma. And I think Cedar Fair was pretty skeptical at first of Vekoma's abilities as a newly reborn manufacturer. This led to Cedar Fair holding off and kind of waiting and seeing on how these Vekoma coasters were performing at their respective parks. I then think Cedar Fair decided that they would start small with a family boomerang until Vekoma came to them with an offer they just couldn't pass up. They would give Cedar Fair a huge discount on a massive, standout LSM coaster for Kings Island if Cedar Fair started working with them and bought their family boomerang model. This was a win-win for both companies and an offer they just couldn't pass up. Vekoma would get a major theme park operator in America who wanted to buy their coasters. In addition, Cedar Fair would gain a longtime partner that would provide them with many excellent coasters at a relatively affordable price for years to come. This sounds like a dream come true, but does my fantasy actually make sense? Well, it kind of does. Major theme park manufacturers are often known to cut deals with large theme park operators, often giving them a discounted cost if they would buy multiple coasters from them. This would help ensure a partnership between the two companies that would help both companies grow significantly in the years to come. Now, this isn't the first time that a manufacturer has given Kings Island a discount on one of their coasters. To make up for the failure of the original bat at Kings Island, Aerodynamics offered to build Vortex, which was the first coaster in the world to invert 6 times, for Kings Island for a very, very low cost. This led to a long partnership between Kings Island and Aerodynamics. And I think that's what Cedar Fair and Vekoma are trying to establish today. So, what would a Vekoma LSM launch coaster look like at Kings Island? I think if Kings Island got a launch coaster from Vekoma, I think it would look pretty similar to Abyssus at Energylandia, just on a bigger scale. I believe it would be about 180 feet tall, feature 2 launches, have a speed of about 60 to 65 miles per hour, 3 to 4 inversions, and about 4,500 feet of track. This brand new LSM launch coaster at Kings Island will operate with 3 24-passenger trains. This coaster would undoubtedly become the best in the park, It'll give Kings Island that standout attraction that they've been needing so badly for many years. One drawback to this design would be capacity. If this coaster did operate with 3 24-passenger trains, then we're looking at like Mystic Timbers level capacity, which isn't horrible, but it's definitely not good either. This would lead to a relatively slow-moving line, which for inevitably being the most popular ride at the park, that's probably going to be a problem. Kings Island and Cedar Fair would have to get very creative on how to increase the capacity of this coaster. They're probably looking to a couple options, such as trying to add a 4th train, or maybe extending the cars to make it 28 riders per train, but that might not work. What I think is most likely is they'll probably keep it off of Fast Lane for the first year it is open, and then add it to the Fast Lane later on. And fingers crossed, this coaster would feature a single rider line, allowing every seat to be filled on the coaster at all times. Overall, if this were to happen, I think Kings Island would have one of the best coasters in the country on their hands. This coaster would be smooth, reliable, have okay capacity, and feature good inversions and plenty of airtime. So, do I think this will happen? Kind of. I give this about a 40% chance to happen. The highest I will ever give is probably 75% if I'm almost certain it's going to happen. So 40% is definitely not a bad number. Again, it makes a lot of sense. And I really do think Cedar Fair got a package deal for the family boomerang and the soon-to-be coaster. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to see more videos like this, definitely give it a like. Giving a like shows me that you guys like the content. This video was really fun to make, and I plan to do more of these videos in the future. So, let's all cross our fingers that this project happens, because I think this will be a huge hit for the park. And plus, it's a really good new coaster. I mean, you can't argue with that, after all. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.